Hello, how is everyone today? I'm Maggie. I'm going to talk about Kangen water today with Juliana Durye, and she's amazing. She knows so much about the technology, and I have the machine and I really love it. But I thought it'd be super amazing to have her come on, and I want to interview her with all kinds of questions, so I'm just waiting for her to hop on. And what I'm also going to do today is I'm going to try cleaning my clothes with the Kangen water, and there she is. Hello, it's adding you now. There she is. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? Yay, I'm so excited to have you here today.
Hi,
So
Maggie. Thank you.
when I first met you or saw you in the ethers, we were on a similar chat pod in our businesses, and you had mentioned you had a TikTok. It was about social marketing. And right away, I went and found you on TikTok. And I just loved your TikToks and your lifestyle in Costa Rica and just your beautiful way about you, being relaxed and one with nature. And so it makes sense that we're both super interested in high quality water. Yay!
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That
And
was a
now we get to
beautiful
work together.
introduction.
I'm super excited.
Just want to
So
make sure you can hear me okay, because there's
I,
a
I
lawnmower.
can. Yeah, I
Okay,
can.
awesome.
Yay! So
Cool.
here's a little bit how you found Kangen and yeah, how it resonates in your life.
Well, I found it through a friend that I know in person that lives in the
Hmm.
same town as me.
Okay.
And she was actually promoting the business aspect of it.
Hmm.
So I didn't know that it was the water at the time, but I
Hmm.
found out through, you know, asking for more information and
Okay.
learning that way. And when I found out about the water and the properties of it and what it did and
Mhm.
what the machine does and all the other uses and everything, I was just sold. It was a no-brainer. Like I would have bought this machine for my family regardless of
Hmm.
the epic compensation plan attached to it.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
that was
was
that was
wondering
that was a
too.
little over a year ago. So
Okay.
I've had it in my life for about a year.
Okay. Good. All right, good. And so tell us all the amazing uses that this one unit does that you use on a daily or often.
Well, on a daily basis, I use so basically there's 7 different kinds of water.
Yeah.
Um, and the one that I use mostly, besides the drinking, there's actually, there's technically four types of drinking water.
Mhm.
Um, but besides the drinking water, what I use is the 11.5 pH emulsifying water. So it's a degreaser. And I fill it up once a week in a spray bottle, and I
Mhm.
just use it as like an all-purpose cleaner in my home, my
Mhm.
kitchen, bathroom, anywhere there's like grease, cleaning the kitchen tables, the counters, all the
Mhm.
goopy stuff that my daughter spills on the rug. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
probably my most used. Um,
Wow. So does that come out
and
the bottom hose when you're clicking the 9.5 setting?
no, that comes out the top hose when
Mhm.
you click the 2.5 setting.
Oh, okay, good.
So yeah, the 11.5 comes out the top, but the 2.5 comes out the bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna do some
And
cleaning today.
yeah, and the
So,
2.5 is the
mhm.
hypochlorous acid, which
Mhm.
is antibacterial,
Mhm.
antiviral, sanitizing. You can use it as a hand sanitizer, wash your hands.
Yeah.
You can use it to clean your
Mhm.
bathroom, anywhere you'd normally use like something like bleach, which
Right.
I'm not a fan of. So to be able to replace bleach and those like nasty cleaning products in my house,
Mhm.
like no brainer.
Mhm. That's great. That's amazing.
The
Yeah, I know
other
my.
the other thing
Mhm.
about the 11.5 is that I use it for laundry detergent now. I do not
Okay.
use laundry detergent anymore. Like completely
Wow.
gone. I just
Wow.
I'll do like a quart or two depending on how dirty the water is.
Right.
Collect it and just pour it right in the machine with the clothes and the water.
Wow. That's so
And
good.
it comes out. My husband's a fisherman,
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's got some pretty grungy, dirty, fishy clothes
Fish
sometimes.
guys.
It works. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah. I know that my family and I drink way more water now, and that I'll even use it on my face. I have like a face water that I use.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I do that a lot. Yeah. And it's like an astringent, so in my advanced years, it feels so great though. And this, I could just tell that the water is like filling up my cells better. So I felt like I wasn't absorbing the water. So can you explain how the water goes into our cells?
Yeah, so it's when it goes through the machine,
Mm-hmm.
the machine is an ionizer. So it flows the water um, through basically these channels that have titanium plates,
Okay.
and they're negatively and positively charged on either plate. So when it goes through, it separates the minerals in the water, and that's what gives the charge to the water. So the negatively charged water is the Kangen water that we're drinking, and the positively
Okay.
charged water is the acidic water. So it separates the alkaline and acidic minerals in the
Mhm.
water, and then you get your positive and negative charge to the water. So if you would take an ORP meter and test the oxidative reduction potential of the water, you would see
Mhm.
the difference in in the different waters, which is pretty fascinating to me.
Uh-huh.
And so what happens also is that it restructures the water. So it takes the water molecules and it breaks them down into smaller molecules so that they're more readily accessible to your cells and to be
Mhm.
absorbed into your body. So
Okay.
they're making them smaller and therefore easier to get absorbed into your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that explanation you talked about throwing marbles?
Oh yeah, throwing marbles at a chain link fence versus
Hmm.
throwing like tennis balls or golf balls. They're a lot bigger. Less of
Yeah,
them are going to get through, whereas the
yeah,
marbles, like, they're getting through, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what it felt like to me, like we were dehydrated extensively. And of course, so many of our diseases are because of dehydration. And not only that, we don't know where our city waters are really coming from and what's in them. And we think that our Brita filters and whatnot are doing their job when really they're not. Our Brita filter got pure black in a week once, and they were having emergency shut-offs.
Ooh,
And I was really freaked out. So I was like, I've been wanting to get this unit for a while. So I just stove in to the process. And yeah, it's just so amazing. So can you explain the difference between like bottled alkaline water and then the alkalinity that the Kangen produces?
yeah, so the bottled waters that you can get in the store that
Mm-hmm.
are, alkaline, they actually are alkaline water. But the difference is that they are alkaline because they have minerals added to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you look at the ingredients on those bottles, like Essentia is one of them. I think Life Water is another. You can actually read there's ingredients like sodium bicarbonate, uh, potassium bicarbonate maybe is another one. But they're putting stuff in the water, and that's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily good for you to be drinking. Um,
Right.
Putting that into your body, whereas
Right.
the Kangen water is alkalized, so it takes the existing minerals that are already naturally occurring in the water, and
Right.
it puts them in the water, like it concentrates them. So you're
Mm-hmm.
only getting the alkaline minerals
Okay.
instead of getting, you know, something that somebody artificially put into your water. So you're just getting it concentrated in your water,
Mm-hmm.
which is the alkalized component. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it takes out the acidic minerals and it puts out the other two. So you're not getting those acidic minerals that are causing oxidative stress on your body. So
Right.
those are getting out the other
Yeah.
end.
That's why it tastes so smooth, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter says it tastes like the wood in the tablet.
That's
It's
awesome.
like metabolism was a word. This is going to be what it tastes like. Like because her explanation was how it felt so good for her to be taking it. Yeah, like you're doing something really good for yourself. I always, feel that too when I'm
Right.
thinking of like, oh, I'm blessing my body, and improving my health, flushing my
Yep.
system, because we all know that cancers and so many
Oh,
diseases are from
sorry.
acidic environments. And so, yeah, when we're drinking these better waters, we're also not hosting these acidic environments. Can you tell me a little
And
bit about reverse osmosis and blue zones and some of that?
yeah, so reverse osmosis is actually they're stripping everything out of the water. So they're getting all that
Mhm.
crap out, which is great, but they're also taking those minerals out that you need
Okay. Okay.
when you drink water. Because
Yeah.
water, as its, I don't know what the right word is, its main property, like all the properties of water, it will, I hope you can still hear the lawnmower going right
Yeah,
by me.
that's how that is.
Um,
Always
but
rotating.
so the um, so water will either take or it will give, depending on its properties that it's starting
Okay.
with. So when
Yeah.
you're putting water that has everything stripped out of it, it's going to actually be taking from your body to balance itself out.
Mm,
So yeah,
yeah.
what happens when you drink reverse osmosis water is that your body is losing, it's giving its minerals to the water as it's,
Hmm.
you know, processing and going
Okay.
through you. So that's one of the detrimental effects of drinking reverse osmosis water. So, but if
Yeah.
you do have a reverse osmosis system in your house already, you can still use a Kangen machine. You can actually you
Okay.
can put the minerals back in. It's not ideal, but it's
Okay.
better than drinking reverse osmosis water. You put those
Okay.
minerals back in and then run it
Mhm.
through the machine and let the machine
Okay.
do its thing. So,
Oh, okay. So I thought the other fascinating thing I learned is that when we do get water from sources like glacier, spring, that even, in its purest form, right? Purest vibration, but even then, it only lasts in bottles and jars for a couple days, that energy. Can you explain that? You know a little bit about that?
um, I don't know exactly why, but I do know that it won't keep that charge, that negative charge. So,
Yeah.
if you're going to these places in the world that have naturally occurring, it's called naturally reduced water, which
Okay.
is the exact same properties of electrolyzed reduced water, which is what we're
Mhm.
talking about here. The Kangen water is
Okay.
electrolyzed reduced water.
Hmm.
So when you bottle it or you take it with you, it
Yeah.
only has a shelf life of maybe a couple days, and
Okay.
even the molecular hydrogen, which is the antioxidant properties, that negative charge,
Hmm.
you're only going to have that out of a K8. I think it's 12 to 15 hours max.
Okay. Hmm.
You're gonna have that charge. So after that, you're really only going to have you'll still be what's the word I'm looking for? Microclustered, so it'll have the small clusters, but then that will only last however many days after.
Okay. So it
So
makes
it
sense to
doesn't
have,
have a shelf life,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
want to be drinking this water fresh for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Okay, good. Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
I'll
if
forget
you live in one of those places in
it.
the world and you can get it fresh every day. Like that's awesome. I
Yeah,
mean, but not everyone can live in these places in the world
right.
that have that
And
water.
that's just the thing is, when we are in cities and in these places where we don't have access to the greatest water, we really need to start thinking about what we're drinking and
Hmm.
not bottled water. And we know that bottled water and plastics and all the phthalates, and even when you drink bottled water, the plastics mimic estrogens. It's called xenoestrogens with an X, and it starts to give you hormone problems, things that
Interesting.
resemble excess estrogen in the body, like swelling, mood swings, difficult periods. Yeah,
Hmm.
everything. So, not to claim any health benefits here, but, there are people that have gone to Kangen to completely heal themselves too from diseases that they weren't able to heal otherwise.
Right,
Yeah.
and the way that Like we can't make any medical claims here, but the fact is that when you give yourself the gift of this water,
Mm-hmm.
you're creating the hydrated environment in your body to allow it
Mm-hmm.
to heal itself, right? Like the
Right.
water's not healing you. The water's
Mm-hmm.
just hydrating you to allow your body to do what it does naturally, because our bodies are these miraculous vehicles that we are in, and
Yeah.
to just allow them to do their thing and be that magic that they are, like
Mm-hmm.
it's so amazing to me.
It
And
is. When I first
hydration.
got the machine, I noticed that my body had to acclimate to the higher levels of the water. You almost go through a little detox from
Hmm.
it. And yeah, just it's so high vibe. Like I was like, ooh, I feel a little out there, like it took a little bit to get used to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your body working again. It's really amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anything else that we want to talk about with it? What else can the water do?
Well, the only thing I have, like personal testimony, is
Hmm.
I don't know, I can't make any medical claims again, but what I've experienced after drinking the water, within the first month, I don't get menstrual cramps anymore. And when I feel that like tinge of like, oh, I feel like I'm getting a cramp coming on, I'll just chug a glass
Mm,
of water. Nothing.
interesting. Okay.
Like I can still feel that I have my period,
Right.
but I don't get cramps. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
That's
That's my
great.
only, yeah, that's pretty neat.
Mm, well, that's so
And
amazing.
I think it's that hydration factor,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it takes so
for
much
sure.
energy for those processes, even ovulation, the things we can't always see, right?
Hmm.
Um, yeah. As an energy worker, if I'm teaching all weekend, I am channeling and producing more and more heat from my being and burning calories literally from it. And I have to extra hydrate.
Hmm.
Extra hydrate, yeah. And so even, my healers out there that want to channel the best light, you want to drink the best water. Yeah, for
And
sure.
I don't know if you've seen that video. I think it's in The Secret of Water is the name of the film.
Yeah, yeah.
But they did a experiment and they looked at blood samples,
Okay.
um, of someone's blood after they drink the Kangen water. They did it after someone drank coffee, after someone just woke up, and then
Mm,
after the Kangen water. It's like it was only just like it was like an ounce or 2 ounces or something of it. It wasn't even a
okay.
lot of water,
That's strong.
and you could see the cells were just alive and moving and like they were
Mm,
vibrating.
yeah.
Whereas without drinking it or just drinking coffee
Mhm,
or regular water, like they were
mhm,
just kind of static and almost like stuck looking. So after
mm.
the water, it's like they're alive. So it's like it really
Yeah.
brings life into your cells.
I'll notice it in my cup. It'll just be full of bubbles and energy.
Yeah, that's the
And
molecular hydrogen. That's the hydrogen.
mhm. And when I put it up to the light, I see the rainbows for sure. Yeah. That's what we want because we're rainbow in nature, right? We need
Right.
to feed ourselves. Yes. And I also believe that most of us had watery lifetimes and that we miss that and we miss being in water and it's so soothing. And even when I was swimming yesterday, it feels so good to be in water, and
Hmm.
we weren't even in the room space, it's comforting.
Yep.
Yeah, so the more that we can hydrate and feel that nourishing water vibe, it feels so amazing. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Good, good. So where are you now? Are you no longer in Costa Rica?
No, I'm on the eastern end of Long Island, New York.
Okay,
So it's
cool.
still a little chilly here. The water is
Mhm,
definitely still chilly. I jumped in the other day and
mhm.
it's got a chill to it.
Good,
But
good,
yeah,
good. And so you love water too, because you're a surfer and all of that. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
for
amazing.
sure. Yeah. Fit naturally into my lifestyle for sure.
Yes. Yeah, me too. Well, I'm so excited to have you here. There is, obviously, if anybody is interested in the unit, Juliana. We also, there's beautiful business models around the units as well, and there's a free masterclass on the formula. around that. If anybody wants to join, to learn about the marketing and how to just be yourself on social media. And people, everybody needs the water, so it's a no-brainer. But yeah, reach out to us if you have any questions. And there are all the links and descriptions and ebooks and videos. And
Yeah,
thank you
thank you
so
so
much.
much for having me, Maggie.
I appreciate you so much. You have so much knowledge around the water. Have an amazing
Happy to
day,
share. You too.
everyone. Happy hump day.